What's up, guys? It's Fox back here with some Path of Exile. We hit level 50. It's pretty awesome. Anyhow, so here's our skill tree as of level 50. We basically went down and got Trickery through this path. We get the Strength node. I mean, it's the same distance from this path, but you get 2 Intelligence nodes. You might as well get that Strength node. You're going to need it later. Freeze, Cold-Hearted Calculation, and Assassination. We also went back and got Throat Seeker. So you should look something like this when you're at level 50. This is my preferred path. I actually wanted to and tried to refund this Energy Shield mana regeneration, and it made it so I could not cast Whirling Blades constantly forever without pressing mana potions, so I put it back in because for me right now I need to be able to do that to get through the game. So later on we can get rid of that, but for now that's still there. Sorry about that. Sip of water here. Okay, and so the other things we did was we got Whirling Blades, faster attack, fortify on our dagger, which I happen to find it like this, but if not, you can link it, maybe color it. At this point, you need some links. And on our helmet, we have Life Leech, Spell Echo, Cold Penetration, Freezing Pulse. This needs to be on something at this time. You're going to need this. Flame Totem's not that important. Flame Totem, faster casting, added lightning damage. I have decided at this point in time still to use Flame Totem over my normal Ice Spear Spell Totem due to the Spell Totem Ice Spear combination not doing nearly as much damage, and the crowd control I receive is really not that much. All I need is a totem up so I can distract an enemy. If it ends up being in the long run that Flame Totem actually ends up being better than Ice Totem or the old Ice Spear Totem, then I will switch over completely to that. At this point in time, you definitely need to have your Ayachula Dream Fragments. If not, you will be dying over and over again to Permafreeze, Permastone. I mean, you can make up for it with Flask, but your Flask is going to be needed in other ways. The other thing you want to look for is just max Energy Shield on gear, get some resistance wherever you can. And at this point in time, you do want to kind of start, maybe not rolling your Flask, but looking for Flasks that have critical strikes on them. One that removes bleeding. Definitely an instant recovery for life since you only have a little bit of life. This helps out a lot. The rest of them, I've got some more critical strike ones. You definitely want a Granite Flask by now because if you look at your defense, you have no armor. Okay, well, I have no armor. But if you press your Granite Flask, shoot, I can't do this in here. Let's go out to the dried lake. The other thing you want to do is get all the rest of your gems if you can. I have them pretty much laying around. I have Custom Damage Taken laying around. I got Greater Multiple Projectiles laying around. I just don't have room in my gear for them yet. But get all the gems for the entire build. I'll make a full list, but if you just look at the latest build update, you can see a full list of gems. After I'm done with all these videos, I think I'll make a contemplation video of like basically level 1 to 65. What you need to start mapping basically, or 1 to 70 or whatever, and it'll make it a summary so you guys don't have to try to follow along. If you don't want to, you can kind of just wait for that summary. I'm just putting these videos out because one of our viewers requested something like this. So alright, so what was I saying? Oh, the Granite Flask. So if you look at our defense right now, we have no physical resistance, but if you press your Granite Flask, 3000, 58%, instantly 58% physical damage reduced. Yes, it only lasts 4 seconds right now, but if you quality it, which I'm not going to do this one yet until I get it, you might want to start qualitying it eventually, but if you can find one white, that'd be really good. Then quality it and then roll it, eventually getting what you want is Surgeons with the bonus armor. If you can get that, I forget what it's called. Don't have one laying around, but alright, the other thing is, since we are back in Act 4, we are gonna farm Dried Lake for a while. See, I got back here at 50, the monster 55. That's because I just Whirling Blades through 90% of the content. Just fighting the bosses and Whirling Blades through everything. We finally caught back up. I mean, right now, I said 3 levels ahead, but at this point in time, it's okay to be like 5 levels down. As you can see, I can still kill things pretty regularly, and they are doing some damage, but not insurmountable damage. So you can fight things and level up faster if you do that. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, we do need to gear up. We're in Act 4 again. That's where the problems came in last time. Okay, I gotta see the moves bleeding is very important because that bleed is just raping us. That's why you need moves bleeding. I actually use mine up. Someone's attacking me with moves with bleeding. But anyhow, so yeah, right now you want to just be farming Dried Lake until you get the gear to have your defenses maxed. Right now I have no lightning resist. Everything else is okay. I have about 2,000 energy shield. That probably needs to be higher for Malachi. I'm guessing I want like 2,500, maybe 3K by the time I get to him. This should be fairly easy. I mean, when you're fighting groups of guys, kind of kite around or stay next to your totem, or if you keep everything in front of you, I mean, ideally that's the easiest way to fight things. But when you're running through areas and not fighting things and you get overwhelmed, you're going to have to figure out how to kite. Luckily, we do have Fortify up, so we're taking 20% less damage from everything. Mainly, I've just been killing rares and blues still. When I'm farming even. This whole group doesn't matter, but this guy right here matters. Whoa, that was a lot of cast damage. But just watch your life tools. Learn how to use your potions pretty good by now. Hopefully you understand how basic combat works with this character. Oh, I'm lagged out. That's fun. Don't lag out like me. Get better internet. Get off your Walmart internet. That's my Walmart internet I'm talking about. Don't worry, I'm not making fun of your Walmart internet. Nothing's wrong with Walmart really anyway. But yeah, other than that, farming here, get just kill things, get some gear, get your gear resist up. You want to have about 110 and 120 to strength and dex. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you can start gearing up towards that goal. I only put the 1 point in the dex so far on the passive tree, but that's because I have dex gloves. If you don't have these dex gloves, you're going to have to put a 2nd point in the dex. The place to put that would be right here. So in a minute we're going to be heading this way and going down and grabbing Celestial Judgment, Celestial Punishment, and Arcane Potency, I believe. And then we're almost complete. We don't want to grab Chaos Inoculation and Fuse Shield. I might want to mention this until you have 3, maybe 4K. I would say 4K Energy Shield. I would not mess with it until then because you want that life so you can spam potions when you need to. I would have died just now if I had Chaos Inoculation. One more thing, Dominus. He's a nightmare for you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got through it solo, but I don't think there's anything wrong with you partying with someone to get through Dominus because unfortunately everything around there does physical damage, and because we have so much energy shield, so little life, you pretty much melt. I just pushed through as hard as I could, doing as much damage as I could, occasionally dying, coming back in and doing as much damage as I could. The only other thing I can tell you, it's a second form that's really a problem, is whirling blades back and forth on one side and the other of them, and that might help you a little bit. It's also what we do with rares, because they're not able to really quickly switch, so they have to spin around. So if you fight any guy that's really tough, try to whirling blades behind him, and then attack from behind, then freeze him, then repeat. Okay, so hopefully that all helps you out. But Act 4, Cruel, we're here. Soon we're on Merciless. Once we're on Merciless, we start farming for our endgame gear, and we're almost there, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Any questions, just leave them in the comments below. But we're at 50, and I'll probably put out 50 to 55, 55 to 60, 65, yeah, 60 to 65, and 65 to 70, because at 70 you should have, this should be mapping time. Like you should, if you don't have gear by then, you're going to start buying gear. Like still don't buy gear, just use the gear you have. If your buddies want to give you some better gear, I mean, you can take it. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I would not trade. Keep your currency. You need that stuff. Like right now I have 13 chaos. That's me enough to buy everything I'm going to need for my final build, so I don't have to really worry about anything. But if you have more chaos, you can buy better upgrades. Like I want a 400 energy shield, you know, and stuff like that. But I've been talking for far too long. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in 5 more levels, and Take care. Bye.